Want to look at some more of my old hip hop CDs? So today I'm going to be taking a look at Cash Money Records, and most of this is going to be from between 1996 and 2009, with the majority of it being happening in the late 90s and early 2000s. Cash Money Records was a record label by brothers Brian and Ronald Williams. And 1992, they had their first release. They had less known rappers like Kilo G, Lil Slim, UNLV, and Miss T. And I forgot to mention that this is all based out of New Orleans. And BG was the rapper that became known as somewhat their main rapper, and his first album was in 1995 with True Story. I have this one, the one after that. It was in 1996. It's called Chopper City. Classic New Orleans hip hop album. BG at this time he might have been 15 or something. All on You. In Trouble. Retaliation. Great album. Next up is Hot Boys, Get It How You Live. So the Hot Boys were a somewhat shortly lived group. That was Lil Wayne, he must have been 14 here or something. Turk, Juvenile, and BG. And this CD, I remember I got this after Guerrilla Warfare, and I thought that the sound is a little thin. Beats are good, but just the sound quality isn't great. Definitely sounds like an indie recording, but this is a great album. I give us an 8.5 out of 10. I like We on Fire, Neighborhood Superstar, I'm Coming, Spittin' Game. Awesome CD. I'm also skipping over a couple BG albums. He had Get It How You Live, Volume 1 and 2. I don't have those on CD, but they're very good. How You Love That. This is by the Big Timers, Manny Fresh, who handled all the beats in their prime years, and Birdman. At the time known as Baby. And this is a top 5 Cash Money album of all time. Playboy, Millionaire Dream, Money and Power. Beautiful is one of my favorites. How Should I Ride? This whole CD is it's a lot of fun. Again, they're not very good rappers, but a lot of fun. The beats are great. I think it's a great album. Now you got 400 Degrees by Juvenile. This is got to be the biggest album I'm going to talk about today. And like this sold at least 4 million records the year it came out. Ha was the hit and one of the best songs on here. Oh, and Back That Ass Up, can't forget that. But this is a perfect album, 10 out of 10, one of my favorite hip hop CDs. Flossin' Season, Ghetto Children. Oh, Off Top. The Ha remixes are good. 10 out of 10, as I said. BG, Chopper City in the Ghetto. This had the hit Bling Bling, and a lot of people think this is one of the best Cash Money CDs, if not one of the biggest hits. But I don't know about though. I like the old BG stuff better. But my favorite songs on here are Uptown My Home, Belt My Paper, Made Man with the BG. This was a CD that originally brought me on board, Guerrilla Warfare. This is another top 5. This might be the number 1 Cash Money Records release, tied with Juvenile 400 Degrees. But I think I like this one better personally. We on Fire, Respect My Mind, Help, Clear the Set, You Dig, Tuesday and Thursday, About Whatever, Too Hot, another 10 out of 10. We're going to go back all the way to the first Lil Wayne solo album, The Block Is Hot. From the beginning of the Hot Boys, Lil Wayne, even though Juvenile was the most mainstream known at the time, BG was the one who had his roots going into Cash Money further. Lil Wayne was the one that seemed pegged for stardom. And I was looking forward to this album at the time. I thought it was a little bit of a disappointment, but it was okay. Back to Juvenile, the G Code. I think this is a really good one. Take Them 5 is my favorite song on here. Another top 3 Cash Money album. I Got That Work. Again, this is kind of silly music in a way. It's just all about money and women and drugs. But again, when it comes to an album like this, it's pretty much perfect. But my favorite songs are Get Your Roll On, 10 Ways, and We Hustle. And this is one of those CDs I probably bought 3 times over the years. You know, lost a copy, bought it again, traded it with a friend, got it back again. They were peaking at this time, if you ask me. Maybe not commercially, because this album wasn't a big hit. But they had a movie. It was called Baller Blockin'. The thing's less than an hour. I'm pretty sure if I had a copy of that on VHS. I saw that around somewhere. I think you can watch it on YouTube. But it's kind of a fun movie. And this CD is really cool. It's got Baller Blockin', which is some of the Cash Money guys with the 40. Mac 10's on here, Rappin' Forte's on here, Nas, 8Ball and MJG, UGK, Rover Truck by Juvenile is amazing. Ball and G's, 8Ball and MJG, already talked about them. But yeah, this CD brings back a lot of memories. Again, fun movie, fun CD. And from here on out, I was on board for a little bit, but you'd see a decline in Cash Money quality. Speaking of which, this is BG's last album for Cash Money. This is called Checkmate. I didn't think it was horrible, but it definitely just came and went. No big hits, really. And it just made me say that's cool, and I rarely play it anymore. Change the World's still kind of a fun song. Lil Wayne's second solo album, Lights Out. Again, I didn't think this one was great. I've never been the biggest Lil Wayne solo fan, even though he's got some a lot of good stuff with Hot Boys. And he has a lot of good guest appearances. But yeah, not a big fan of this one. Okay, Turk finally made his first solo album, Young and Thuggin'. And again, it's a decline in Cash Money quality. This one didn't really hit for me. Project English by Juvenile. This one was a little better than the last couple albums I spoke about, but definitely not as good as the last two. An improvement, though, is Hood Rich by the Big Timers. This album reminds me of graduating high school. Oh, my favorite ones on here have got to be My People, Get High, and Give Me Some. I should mention, I don't have it, but Cash Money did release a third and final Hot Boys album called Let 'Em Burn, and nowhere near as good as the first two. 7 out of 10 maybe. Big Money Heavyweights by the Big Timers. This to be the final Big Timers album. And the worst one. But I do like the hit, This Is How We Do. And I also like the song, I'll Take You There, featuring P.D. Pablo. The first Carter album by Lil Wayne. This was the last Lil Wayne album I bought, and where I started to get off the Cash Money train. A lot of people think this is a classic album. I thought it was okay. And his album after this, The Carter 2, I think a lot of people consider that to be the best Lil Wayne album, but I'm not really into it. And taking a couple steps back, I forgot to mention that Cash Money was falling apart at this time, at least in terms of the original guys that I liked. They're going to go on to do much bigger things, actually. But the Hot Boys, Big Timers, that's what I like. And Juvenile was long gone. BG was long gone. Turk was long gone. It was really just Lil Wayne. The first Birdman solo album, that was okay. But I got the one after that, Fast Money. The song on here I really like is Ghetto Life with Bun B. I think the one after that was 5 Star Stunna. Lil Wayne and Birdman had a joint album, like Father Like Son. I didn't really like that one. Priceless. This was the last Birdman album I got on board for. Kind of forgettable. Again, I'm getting older. I'm kind of getting over this kind of music at this point. When was this one? 2009. And while I was looking for these CDs, I found a couple post Cash Money BG albums. This is Life After Cash Money. That's a good one. And The Heart of the Streets, Volume 1. Unfortunately, BG's been in jail for many years now. I keep hearing rumors that he might be getting out. I have no idea what's going on with that. Turk's been out of jail for a while. Hasn't done a whole lot musically. He's done some stuff. Juvenile's been doing his thing. Some I've heard, some I haven't. He released another album on Cash Money, Juvie the Great, that I thought was pretty good. He's had a rocky up and down relationship with them through the years. But yeah, at this time, you got Drake, Nicki Minaj, Jason Rudolph, Tyga, a lot of big names putting stuff out on Cash Money. Much bigger label. A lot of people say they're one of the best hip-hop labels of all time. Just what they do now isn't really for me. But yeah, I know a lot of people who watch these videos. The few that do don't really care about hip-hop music, but the stuff from my teens I'm still sentimental about, and I just wanted to talk about the classic Cash Money Records releases. Thanks. Bye.